Welcome back, so happy to see you again. And you asked me to go through my Notion setup that I use every day, so that's what we're going to do. And at the very end, I'll give you a few tips on how you can build your own Notion workflow. Before we start, I want to remind you once again that the definition of productivity is getting more what you want per unit of time, and the most productive Notion setup might look totally different for you. But because I'm a content creator, also have a day job, this is what I'm optimizing for, as you will see in this video. So this one is the most important page in my life because that's where everything YouTube is, except for video ideas, which I use Google Tasks for. Right here is my database where every video for each week resides. And as I'm recording this, it's Thursday and I have signed 7 new ones every Saturday, so there are fewer than usual at the moment, but it will be filled up. For each video, if you click it, there are all info I need, and also have 3 statuses for each entry on that list. And I also have a filter that removes the finished ones, so it works pretty smoothly. I also have other columns for thumbnail if I have an idea of what to forget, or as well as alternative titles if I feel it's needed. So once again, this database is where the action is. I make sure to have it as available on my phone every day so I can add ideas and every morning go in there and work on the next video and so forth. Below the database, you can see some other pages. One that displays my avatar or ideal viewer, which in my case is my younger self. He's young, he's ambitious, and he wants to be more productive, but he's also quite inexperienced in many aspects, you can see. So that's what I'm trying to help him with. But as they say in business, the target is not the market. So whoever you are, you're always welcome. Always know that. And then I also have a page with B-roll and sources as some kind of a library where I document all the B-roll that I include for each video, as well as the sources. And this is to create a second brain where I don't need to film it over and over again. I can just search after a particular term, know exactly what OBS recording it was in, look up that OBS recording, and then add it in order to make it more streamlined in the long term. And what's taking me the most time is actually adding B-roll. So I'm optimizing a lot for that. And I'm going to make a future video about how I edit super fast because I've been working for 6 months. 7 months probably. And then as we zoom out again, you can see the current strategy. And as I practice what I say, I'm focusing on the absolute basics now and what I say and how I say it. And in these pages I go more in depth on how to accomplish that, all from talking to myself to outlining. And lastly, I've also added some best practice when it comes to editing, for instance, coordinate values when placing stuff like app logos and stuff like that, and what color codes I need to text and so forth. And aside from YouTube, I also use Notion to track my day job as a rule writer in Amazon, and also my gym progress, my agenda, and also what to focus on at any given moment, because attention is the most important thing we have. And in terms of Amazon, I blurred it out because I'm not sure if I can show it, but it's basically links to various processes and also some numbers and status updates. And for the gym, it's very simple. I just put some numbers for where I'm at, the PRs and stuff like that for various lifts and so forth. For agendas, I receive some bullet points to the most important people in my life at the moment. And when it comes to what to focus on, you can see that it's very short. Now the question is, do I use Notion AI? And the honest answer, although I made a video about it, that I haven't really found the need yet, because I don't feel that I'm particularly bottlenecked when it comes to creativity. But again, I might be wrong, and in the next week I go to more deeper in terms of how to use ChatGPT to be able to be maximum productive. And Notion AI is pretty much the same version as ChatGPT, but more inbuilt the note-taking app itself, if that makes sense. But right now, I've always been outlining when I'm on the phone, on the bus, and Notion AI doesn't really exist there. So this is why I've not used Notion AI this far, but I'm going to do it very soon. So this is pretty much how I use Notion, because I use Reflect for the remaining note-taking and Google Tasks for ideas. You might also notice how simple my setup was. Aside from the database, which was all by necessity, anything could work. And that's a tip I want to leave you with. Make sure that your system is as simple as you possibly can, so that you're more focused on your work rather than tweaking the system. And I say this to heart, as I was for a very long time obsessed with having the best system, having the best dashboard and Notion workflows, Notion templates. It's a big rabbit hole which you can probably relate to. And I realized afterwards that all this productive procrastination, call it that, was getting away from my work, talking to you every day. As long as I changed the approach, I felt that it works now. It's like air or electricity. So if you're going to use Notion, which I highly recommend for this as a sort of a giant sidebar, look at your current process. Go after this video and document, okay, this is a step I use and then this step by that, and make sure that you don't need to remember anything. But instead write it down there. It could be links, it could be information, it could be a status update. Like today I have done this, tomorrow I'm going to do this, and this is what I need to keep in mind when I perform these actions, etc. So you can be free all the time. That's a general rule for every note-taking app. And I'll make a more in-depth video next week. Now I made some promises already, I guess, on how you can start using any note-taking app and become a very prolific note-taker using some of the principles I previously discussed. And as always, I'm very interested to see what you thought about it. Let me know how you use Notion, because I know for a fact that Notion users are very enthusiastic about their workflows and stuff like that. And also let me know what you want to see more from this channel as always. Until then, thank you so much, and always remember that you're the most amazing human being alive.